I'm Evelyn Linwood. Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a writing vlog, and I know it has been a while since I've done writing vlog content. So I thought I would kind of update you with where I am in my projects and let you know how my November challenge has been going. Which, spoiler alert, it hasn't. Anyway, I'm really happy with the progress I'm making in I have 3 projects on the go. Project Gold, Project King, and Project Moon. Project Gold is the sequel to my book Showing Silver. Don't mind this is a misprint. Anyway, it's the sequel to Showing Silver, which is available wide, so Amazon, Kobo, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books. And it is coming right along. This is the one I'm making the most progress on, and I am very excited about. Last night, or yesterday afternoon, I had this big write-in. Big. It was 3 hours. But I went to the local library, did a write-in, and something major clicked. So I was writing a scene from a certain point of view, not Kira's, because I have a couple bonus point of views in this book, although it's still primarily Kira's story, so she is definitely the one who has the most page time. But I was writing from another point of view, and oddly, that made Kira's whole arc click into place for me. I know exactly what I want her to be doing. And I'm a bit of a pantser. But, I know the overall arc of, at least for this one, I knew the external arc, but I didn't know, I had a gist for what Kira needed, but not how to get her there. And last night it clicked. And I am so excited to continue writing from Kira's perspective. Anyway. So that's where I am with that. And also I got through the Catalyst, what's that thing called? The 5% thing. Theme stated from my new point of view. And Kira is up to her debate stage, which I thought I had done before, but I was wrong. Because I was debating for the wrong thing. So that's really more set up. Anyway, Kira has entered her debate stage. She's interacting with someone who's going to be her B character, her B person. And I don't stick super close to the Save the Cat percentages. So I'm not too worried that it's early. Yeah. So she's off. I need to think about Ilana, my other character, what she's doing, because I kind of got her up to the point where she should be entering her debate. Or kind of into her break into 2. So everyone is moving into the second act. All at the same time. I'm very happy with that. One of the characters isn't, but I think I want to leave her debate behind the scenes because I'm trying to leave a little mystery in her point of view. So I'm not sure that I want to reveal too much too soon. So I will have to think about how to do that without, completely cutting the reader out of it, because I do want to keep her in the mix. But she knows more than the other characters about what... Yeah. Anyway. So that's my update on Project Gold. All the excitement has flooded back in. If I'm honest with myself, the last year of working on Showing Silver, I was not that enthusiastic. I still love the characters. I still I wanted to publish Project King first. Project King is like the project that is most near and dear to my heart. I had the idea before I had the idea for Showing Silver. I published Showing Silver because of advice I received from another indie author to put my duology out first because the books are shorter and I can get both of them out in a reasonable amount of time. Whereas Project King, it's in its 4th draft stage. I'm adding to it and it's already like 100,000 words or something ridiculous. Yeah, so there was a little bit of a lack of enthusiasm the last year or so. Maybe not a whole year, but the last 6 months of working on Showing Silver. Part of that is because I had done 1,000 drafts already and I was doing like copy edits. So, the final few rounds of edits I don't find particularly fun. I'm not sure any writers do. But my heart had already moved on to my next project. Because it was done-ish. But the whole point of that tirade is that enthusiasm has returned, and I'm excited for Project Gold. Right now, that's the thing I'm actually most excited to be working on. Project King has just been simmering in the background. It is on draft 4, but I took a step away from it for November so I could focus on drafting. Because it is kind of like, yes, I'm adding some scenes, but primarily it is an edit. So that's got a lot going on. And then, let's see, the other one, Project Moon, is in drafting phases. I do think now that I've got it started again, I might actually just put that back on the back burner. Like now that I have it set up to be worked on, it's kind of, that itch in my brain has gone away. If you didn't watch my previous video about Project Moon, so this was one that I had written 50,000 words in one November. And somehow the file got corrupted, so I lost 50,000 words of Project Moon. And I think I have one scene floating around somewhere in Google Docs. I can't find it, but it's just one scene, and it was one that I had to rewrite anyway. So basically, I have to redo that whole project. I do think it'll turn out better this time than it did the first time because I have a better grasp of the characters, and the first time, like partway through writing it, my grandmother died and the book got really dark because I was really close to my grandma and I was just kind of processing grief through writing, which was not actually the story that I wanted to tell. So, like, I killed off a main character who I didn't intend to kill off and then just had the main character, the protagonist grieving. Anyway, so Project Moon has been rebooted, but I think I'm going to shove it off my plate. So I will just be working on Project Gold and Project King. And then once I get through draft 4 of Project King, I will bring in Project King's sequel, which I started the first draft, but I have not gotten very far. So basically I want to be working off the last round of major developmental edits before I start really diving into the sequel. Yeah. And once I finish Project Gold's first draft, I will let it sit for a while I work on something else, and then I'll come back and do a round of developmental edits. Yeah, so that's where I stand. As for November writing as a whole, and the reason I keep looking over here is that's where my Kanban is, that I'm like moving scenes over. Anyway, November. I had a plan. I had big plans. For November, I was going to do 50,000 words of drafting. I have not gotten to a place where that is anywhere near reasonable. So I only had about 15 days that I could write in November. So far, I'm loading up my tracker. I believe I've written on 3 days. Let me look. Yeah, I've had 3 writing days out of like 8 or something. Out of 10. I have 5 days left that I can do writing on, but my pacemaker tells me that I need almost 9,300 words per day. And the most I've ever written in a day, like literally ever, was 7,000. So yeah, that's not going to happen. I have not been sticking to my November goals. I'm sure many of you have been there. Now, I did try and dive into this after coming off of like actual writer's block, and I thought that I was ready, but I don't think I was. I think if November was starting right now, I could handle it. But it's not starting right now. It's starting, 2.5 weeks ago. So, I'm just going to write what I can, see how far I get. My current word count for the month is, actually, this does not tell me. My current word count for the month, TrackBear will tell me, and it is, drumroll, 3,533, which, if another writer told me that they had written that much, I would cheer them on. If I tell me I've written that much, I think it's pathetic. What is up with that? I mean, it's not good for a professional author. I will say this. I need to be writing more than that. Granted, that's 2 weeks, but it's still not good. I should be writing significantly more than that. I know they say don't compare, but literally every professional I know writes more than that. So I've got to come up with a new system. And I was talking to my husband about it yesterday, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and join the 5 a.m. Writers Club. Because I do work now, so that has cost me 2 days a week of writing. I don't write on Sundays. So that, that's only half my days are available for writing, half of them aren't. And then on top of that, usually the day after I've done, so I work like a few days in a row and it's kind of physically demanding. So usually the day after that, I'm really not up to writing. So yeah. But I do think if I wake up on the days that I'm writing early, before my shift, which will not be that hard to do because I don't work that early, I will be able to squeeze in some words. I've also noticed something very interesting. When I was younger, I was absolutely a night owl, night writer. I'm still a bit of a night owl by nature, but my second place, like the time of day when my brain worked best was night. But if I couldn't get night words in, I could always manage a few first thing in the morning. So I think that just in this stage of my life, I should be writing in the morning, first thing. That's what I just need to do. So moving forward, I will be trying to write first thing in the morning, and I will be trying to shift my sleep schedule just a little bit. Right now, I'm probably waking up around 8. But I want to be sitting in my chair at 5, join the 5 a.m. Writers Club, do that. I won't be shifting 3 hours all at once. But yeah, maybe that'll be my next writing vlog, my attempts to go 5 a.m. as a night owl. Yeah. Okay. I think I'll leave it here. That's my big update. I still have, I said 5 days left to write, so we will see how many words I can get in those. And yeah, that is where I stand. I've been having a grand old time whenever my butt's actually in the seat, my hand's on the keyboard. I'm enjoying it. I'm excited about Project Gold. And that is a big shift, and I'm very happy. Thank you for watching, and let me know how your projects are going. If you're doing like a November challenge or some other longer term challenge, please drop it in the comments. I would love to read about it. I respond to everyone, and have a great rest of your day.